Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Miracle Olatunji, the author of Purpose, How to Live and Lead with Impact. Thanks for joining us, Miracle.
Thank you for having me.
First off, you're 19 years old, a sophomore, going into your sophomore year in college at Northeastern, and you've written a
Yes,
book
that's
about how to
correct.
live. That sounds like a big bite.
Yeah. Well, the whole purpose of the book, the title is Purpose. And what I want to do is to be able to show people that we all have potential to do amazing things and to make a contribution to the world, whether it's making a contribution in your community or your school or your workplace, or if you want to think bigger, how you can make an impact in the world. I wrote this book to show people that they can do that.
Well, tell us more about you because that's a big part of the story, obviously.
hmm Yeah, so like you said, I am a student currently in university. I'm studying finance and computer science right now. And I've always been really passionate about empowering others, especially empowering youth in high school. I was part of a group called the Diamond Challenge. And essentially, what they do is they run this worldwide pitch competition. So high school students from all over the world can pitch their startup ideas, whether it's a business venture, whether it's a nonprofit, and they can actually gain support. They can gain funding and mentorship to really be able to put their idea out there into the world. And so that's kind of how I started my passion for youth empowerment, and then founded my own called Opportunity, where I would help high school students find various summer programs so they can learn about different career fields, whether they're interested in engineering or medicine or business, whatever it is they might be interested in. There are these programs out there that not many people know about. And so what I would do is I created this newsletter where I would send out these different opportunities to students every week so they could apply to them and participate in them in the summertime.
Tell me about some of the businesses that you've been involved in.
So, Opportunity is my first business. In the future, I would like to create more businesses, but I founded Opportunity because I've been very interested, like I said, in the youth empowerment space as well as education. So I kind of wanted to uplift young people through that platform.
And I'm sure a lot of young people have ideas that are based in the
hmm
tech realm, and
Yep.
hearing startup ideas. What are your thoughts about the crowdfunding that's available today? What do you tell young people about things like
hmm
Kickstarter, et cetera?
Yeah, I would say crowdfunding is a really, really useful tool for especially first time young founders because a lot of times, like VCs and angel investors, they typically like to see a lot more experience sometimes. Like when you're a younger person, you're able to get your friends and your family around you to be able to support you in bringing this idea to life. So I think crowdfunding is excellent. Actually, so at my school, we have a venture accelerator called Idea, and one of the most successful ventures that have come out of the venture accelerator started off by doing kickstarting before they started raising venture capital or any other type of funding. They did a Kickstarter. So it's a really great way for young people to get their ventures off the ground.
Tell me about the book, more about the book, what people are going to find in
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, sure. So actually, whenever I meet people, one of the first things that they ask me is, how did I get my name? Like, what's the story behind it? So inside the book, I give them kind of the full version of that story at the very beginning. And then ultimately, the word purpose itself, it's very easy for people to say, okay, like, what is my life's purpose? And actually, it's been one of the top Google searches in the past year. Like, people are seeking, okay, how do I find my purpose? How do I have more fulfillment and meaning in my life? And so what I do is I try to really break down the word purpose. And the way I did that, the way I organized my book was each chapter is a letter of the word purpose. So, for example, in the first chapter, I talk about our personal experiences, which people can reflect on experiences they've had in their lives and see how they can see if there's any patterns of, maybe there's things in my life that I've gone through that can help me to help other people. So inside the book, I kind of created this framework for how people can identify their purpose and see what kind of impacts they want to have in the world.
Give us a taste of your personal story and how you did get that name.
Yeah, sure. So, long story short, when I was little, before I was born, the doctors told my mom and my dad that I wasn't going to survive. I wasn't going to make it to a full term birth, and so they had gotten that news. There was very little that the doctors and the medical professionals could do. They kind of just left them with that, and then ultimately, when I was finally born, they saw that this was something that they were not expecting, that it was kind of beyond medical science, that I was able to survive despite all the medical diagnoses that they've had given my parents. And so my parents decided to name me Miracle because like it was a miraculous birth. And that's kind of how I got my name.
And where was that?
Okay, yeah. So I was in Nigeria at the time.
And the story continues from there. So you're also giving some stories about people who set an example in living and
Mhm.
leading with impact. Tell us about some of those.
Yep. Yeah, sure. So one woman that I speak about in the book, her name is Yasmin Mustafa. And when she was very little, her family, they were in Kuwait. And at the time, there was a big war going on. And when they finally moved to the US, they had some struggles like many people do when they come to a new country. And there was a time when Yasmin said to herself that one day she would like to start a company that impacts other people's lives because all around her, she was hearing about people being kidnapped while they were out running and all these sorts of things that were happening around her. And she said, I want to create a product that helps people feel more safe. And so she created a product called Athena, which essentially is a technology that people can put on. And if they feel like they're in danger, they can just tap onto it and their family members will be alerted of where they are precisely and be able to like give them assistance. So her mission in life, her purpose, she says, is to make the world and make people feel safer. And so I was really inspired by her because she literally is living with purpose every single day as she's running and growing her company. So I tell her story in the book to show people that like anything is possible for them and they can also make a difference in the world by being creators, by being entrepreneurs, by innovating.
Given your major, I'm wondering what you want to do going forward.
hmm Yeah, so I still want to continue like having my ambitions and becoming a businesswoman. I'm also interested in starting an organization to help more women get into the tech field and get into the business world. And so that's kind of where my aspirations lie at the moment with my major.
Do you plan to go into programming or not completely certain yet? It sounds like you'd be great at teaching, given what you've done with the book.
Well, I am very interested in a career that combines like the business world and the tech world. So we'll see where I end up with that. But yeah, that's currently where my aspirations are.
Again, the book is called Purpose: How to Live and Lead with Impact. Miracle Olatunji, thank you for taking the time with us.
Thank you so much, Fred. I appreciate it.
Now this. Innovation. Hi, I'm Fred Fishkin, and I've been covering consumer technology for a long time, and it takes a lot to impress me. That's why I'm excited to tell you about the latest way to enjoy cooking in the great outdoors from my friend Patrick Sherwin and his great team at GoSun Stove. What if you could harness the sun to cook your meals anywhere you go, day or night? The GoSun Fusion arrives this summer using the company's tried and true reflectors and a solar vacuum tube to get you cooking without the mess of charcoal, heavy propane tanks, or smoke. And with an optional solar panel and battery storage, and the ability to plug in at home or on the road, you really can use the GoSun Fusion to cook anytime and anywhere. Want to learn more? Head to gosun.co and use the code Techstination to save 10%. That's gosun.co.